What is good, everybody? It is your girl Nia, the video game her, and today I just kind of want to air out some random thoughts. So I was on my Nintendo Switch today and I was looking down the eShop and I was looking at games like the Banner Saga 1 and 2. I was looking at games like Monster Hunter Generations. I was looking at games like The Flame and the Flood, looking at games like Jotun, and just various other games. Like, there's just so many games on the Nintendo eShop that are very interesting looking games, and to be honest, a lot of these games I already own, especially on the PC side of things. And it just kind of made me think about just this random urge that I sometimes have to just double dip on the Nintendo Switch, even if I already have the game. And I know a lot of people would say, you know, it's silly to buy games on the Nintendo Switch when you already have a variation of that game. But the difference between the Nintendo Switch and, for example, my PC and my PS4 is that I can take the games that I love wherever I want. Like, for example, I am really having a hard time passing up the Banner Saga series on the Nintendo Switch because I already do have it on the PC. I have both Banner Saga 1 and 2 on the PC and all of the DLC, but a part of me wants it on the Nintendo Switch because I could take those versions with me. I cannot take Banner Saga 1 and 2 on the PC with me to work, you know? I can't play the Banner Saga 1 and 2 when I'm snuggled up in bed and I don't want to disturb Daniel because he has to go to work in the morning and it's summertime for me, but I don't want to stop my gaming experience. And it's things like that. It just makes me wonder, is it really a bad thing to double dip on games? Because I know sometimes when it comes down to multiplayer games, for example, we are starting to get some games that have cross-platform play, and that's great. But it's not necessarily a widespread thing, especially on consoles. And I know a lot of times, a lot of people will buy different variations of multiplayer games on different platforms so that they can play with different sets of people. So for example, some people will buy Call of Duty twice. They might buy it on the Xbox and then they'll also get it on the PS4. Or some people, for example, will play Rainbow Six. They might play it on the PC and the PS4. And some people might play, you know, various other multiplayer games like Destiny. They'll buy a different version on the PS4. They'll buy another version for the Xbox. And that's the way that a lot of people live these days. And with multiplayer games, it's looked at as kind of like a normal thing because obviously it's a multiplayer game, and when you have different variations of multiplayer games, you're opening your reach for the type of people that you can play with, and that's fine. But when it comes down to single player games like Banner Saga and Earthlock and Battle Chasers Night War, games like that, I feel really compelled to try to get them on the Switch too, for the reasons that I explained below. Like, the Nintendo Switch has such a versatility in its nature. Like, not only can you play it docked on whatever TV you want to play, so I could go to my grandma's house to go visit for my grandma for a little bit, take my Nintendo Switch to her house without any strain on me to take it with me. All I gotta do is take the dock, take the Nintendo Switch. They're so small and lightweight, I could just do things like that. Or if I want to play it portably where the Joy-Cons are still attached to the console, I could do that as well. Or I could play it in tabletop mode, kick out my kickstand like I'm playing on a mini TV. Or I could even take my Pro Controller and play in tabletop mode, so I'm not compromising on my experience and the way that the game feels with a real controller. I'm really getting to the point in my life where I'm just like, if there's a game on the Nintendo Switch that interests me, I think I might just do it, because I feel like the trade-off is so beneficial to me as a person who works a lot. Right now it's the summertime for me, so I'm currently not working at the school because, you know, it's down right now. You know, we're going back to school soon though, and when school is in full force and I'm working every day and then I'm working on the weekends at my weekend job, those are really the times where my Nintendo Switch is doing double duty. And a lot of my gameplay happens when I am at work and I'm just kind of filling in that time and just, you know, wasting time until my shift is over. And now that I have a new phone plan to where I can use my phone as a mobile hotspot, that has really increased the versatility of the Switch for me, because now not only can I play single player games like Breath of the Wild and other games that I would normally play at home, I can now also play multiplayer games like Paladins, like Splatoon, like Fortnite at work. because now I have that option that's available to me. So I think what I'm really trying to say is that the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo's most versatile console ever. And I know that a lot of people, when the Nintendo Switch was first announced, they were really disappointed because Nintendo didn't go for power. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about the Nintendo Switch and they first officially unveiled the console, I was slightly disappointed that Nintendo didn't go for a standard set-top box like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. But actually using the Nintendo Switch in practice, this thing is easily becoming one of my favorite Nintendo consoles ever. And I didn't think that I would ever say that ever again about a Nintendo console, because even though I like the Wii, they fumbled with a lot of things on the Wii. And I didn't really care about the Wii U, but I had one, of course, because I'm like a really big Nintendo fan. But the Nintendo Switch has really made me realize just how much I appreciate some of the things that Nintendo decides to do with their consoles. Now, the only thing Nintendo needs to do is they really need to double down on this whole online thing. Y'all already know how I feel about that, so I'm not gonna go into that because that's a very negative viewpoint that I have on our online. But as far as the Nintendo Switch and its form factor and its versatility, the many ways that you can play this thing and not skip a beat, I freaking love this console. And I think that this was the best way that Nintendo could go, because when most people talk about Nintendo, they mostly associate Nintendo with their handhelds, of course. So I think this was the best course of action, putting everything all into the Switch, you know, the handheld part, the console part, and just having an experience that most people can enjoy and just enjoy it for what it is. So anyways, that was kind of a random discussion. I know this isn't very formatted or anything like that, but that's okay, because sometimes it's okay to have a free-form discussion. Do you also sometimes have the urge to double dip on games on the Nintendo Switch, even if you have it elsewhere? To me, I feel like the portability and just the versatility in which you could play and take your games with you, like, that's a huge benefit, to be honest, to me. A lot of the reason why I love playing on the PC mostly these days is because of the versatility of the PC. You can pretty much customize your game experience however you see fit, and I feel like the Nintendo Switch also fits that same mold, and I really do enjoy that, and I think that's the reason why I play my Nintendo Switch and my PC the most out of any other platform that I own. It's really, you know, just the freedom of choice that you have between these two platforms. Anyways, you guys, tell me how you feel about this in the comment section below, and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace out.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.